Well, good morning and happy Thursday on this season of Lent. We are going through our 5 practices during the season, and Pastor Ken and I are just going to do a devotion each week. So want to say welcome, and I want to begin this morning with a little bit of Spice Girls, because we all need spice in our lives, right? So I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna. What do you really, really want? That is my question for us this morning. What do we really, really want? That's the question we're asking this week, because we are looking at worship this week, and whatever we really, really want is what we worship. So the question isn't, do I worship? The question is, what do I worship? Because we all want something. We all worship something. Pastor Ken wants more of my singing. All right. I don't know. I might sing some more today. I'm not sure about that. But we all worship something. We all really, really want something. We all value something the most in our life. And so what I want to do this morning is actually lead us in a worship inventory. Okay? Because Lent is a time of self-reflection. A time to take stock in our life. So we're going to do a worship inventory. And I was going to originally do this outside, but the wind is actually whipping around in my neighborhood. And I want everyone to have a pen and paper, because you need something to write on and to write with for this inventory. So grab a pen and paper, and we're going to do a worship inventory looking at what we worship. And we're going to do this because when the Bible looks at the world and asks the question, what's wrong with the world? One of the main answers to that question is this: the world is out of whack because our worship is out of whack. At the root problem, it's not an economic problem. It's not an education problem. It's a worship problem. And the Apostle Paul puts it this way in Romans chapter 1. The Apostle Paul writes, "We exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator." That's what's wrong with the world. We're made to worship the Creator, but we worship created things instead. So, we're going to do this worship inventory. Grab a pen and paper, and I'm going to list some things that I think we worship instead of the Creator. Now, you can add to this list, but I'm just going to give us an introductory list to work with. Okay, so here we go. We're going to write down like 8 or 9 things. All right, first, money. You just write down money. I think we can all agree in our world, plenty of us worship money. Second, possessions. Kind of follows from the first, but we may worship our house. We may worship our car. We may worship an item that we purchased or was given to us. Third, relationships. Just write down relationships. That could be a romantic relationship. That could be a family relationship. That could be our kids, our grandkids. Now, I want to be clear. These things we worship are not bad things. In fact, the very best things in life are the things we're tempted to worship. So, relationships. Success. It's the next one. Just write down success. Some of us worship success. How about health? Our health. Once again, it's a good thing, but some of us are tempted to worship it. How about pleasure? Right? The next one is pleasure. And not just that, we can take this in a couple of ways, right? One is just, hey, life is good. I just want pleasure. I just want to take it easy. But also the avoidance of pain. When we think about the addictions that many suffer from, as far as alcoholism or drug addiction, underneath those addictions is an avoidance of pain. And we can worship that which brings pleasure to keep us from experiencing pain. Next one, church. Religion throughout history is something that a lot of folks have worshiped. So church is something we can worship. Next one, work. Many of us can worship our work, what happens at work, the work that we do. And then I want you to just add your own. If there's one that's not on my list, things that we can worship instead of the Creator, I want to invite you just to add to that. Maybe it's politics, a political agenda, a political party, a politician, himself or herself. Maybe it's comfort, what we know, what we're used to. We can worship that. So just add one of your own if you want. All right, so these are some things that we can worship instead of the Creator. And I'm going to walk us through this inventory. And I'm just going to ask questions, and I'm going to ask you to put a check next to which one this question applies to. So here's the first one. Which one of these do I find myself thinking about the most? Put a check. Which one of these do I find myself thinking about the most? Put a check next to that one. Which one of these occupies my mind? Okay? Next question. Which one of these do I fear losing the most? Which one of these do I feel like, life might not be worth living if I lost this? Put a check next to that. Next question in our worship inventory. Which one of these most gives me a sense of identity? Which one most makes me feel that because I have this or I am this, I'm somebody? Which one gives me a sense of identity? Next question. Which one of these do I most look to make me feel secure? Okay? Put a check next to which one makes you most feel secure. Next question. Which one of these do I most want to be known for? Okay? And finally, last question. Of these listed here, which one do my efforts most revolve around? I mean, which one of these do I sacrifice the most for? All right. Well, this is a worship inventory. And I want to invite you just to look at this inventory and ask, what does it say to me about my life? What does it say to me about what I worship? Because the struggle for all of us is a struggle about what we worship. It's a struggle about what we want. Now, as we reflect on this question, I want to pose this question. Why does it matter what we worship? Why does what I want, what I really, really want, matter? Well, to answer that question, I want to share a story that Donald Miller tells. It's actually a cartoon that he wrote and he shares in his book, Blue Like Jazz. And I know you can't see the pictures of the story, but I'm going to read this story to you. And I want to let you know that I shared this story one time in a children's sermon, and some people didn't think it was very appropriate for children. So I want you to let me know if you think this would be a good sermon or not, or a good story in a children's sermon. But I want to share this story that helps us understand why it matters what we want, why it matters what we worship. So here's the story. There once was a rabbit named Don Rabbit. Don Rabbit went to Stumptown Coffee every morning. One morning at Stumptown, Don Rabbit saw Sexy Carrot. And Don Rabbit decided to chase Sexy Carrot. But Sexy Carrot was very fast. And Don Rabbit chased Sexy Carrot all over Oregon. And all over America, all the way to New York City. And Don Rabbit chased Sexy Carrot all the way to the moon. And Don Rabbit was very, very tired. But with one last burst of strength, Don Rabbit lunged at Sexy Carrot. And Don Rabbit caught Sexy Carrot. And the moral of the story is that if you work hard, stay focused, and never give up, you will eventually get what you want in life. Unfortunately, shortly after this story was told, Don Rabbit choked on the carrot and died. So the second moral of the story is, sometimes the things we want most in life are the things that will kill us. Yep. So, what do we want? What do we really, really want? And here's what I think is the million-dollar question. Maybe today we say the billion-dollar question. How do we change what we want? That's an honest question I have. How do we change what we want? That's a question for us to think about during Lent. That's a question I'd love to hear your thoughts on during Lent. Because what we want, what we really, really want, matters. And God wants us to want what brings us life. So let's pursue that, and let's explore this question of how do I change what I want? That's our question this week. And that's what God encourages us to not only ask, but to pursue. Because when God says, worship me, God is saying, I want you to want what gives you life. Because each and every one of us is prone to want things that kill us. So this week, let's worship God. Let's seek to pursue that which gives us life. Have a great day. Bye.